everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your destination for learning classic rock and pop songs on this great little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're taking a look at one of the most popular songs from the 1990s. A band and a song that were all over the radio in the 1990s. Kind of, well, I wouldn't say they're one-hit wonders, but I'm not sure they had too many other hits other than this one, maybe a couple, but certainly this was their biggest one. The song is called Mr. Jones, and the band is Counting Crows. And it's a very, very easy song for you to learn to play on the mandolin. Basically just two chord sequences, two parts of a song. You can learn them quite easily, and, well, you know, you can really improve your strumming technique, too, if you're new to the mandolin. This one will really help you learn to get that strumming down on some basic open chords. So check it out, this tutorial, in a few minutes. But before we get to this lesson, please, if you're new to the site, thank you very much for checking us out. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button down there in the lower right corner of your screen. Please hit that on the way out. It really helps us to grow this channel. Also, if you give us a like, that would be great. That also helps this channel to grow. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks again, once again, for coming back. We really appreciate your support. Please give us a like again if you can, and check out our Patreon and Amazon links down below. Some exciting things over on our Patreon page these days, including live mandolin sessions once a month, so you might want to join in by joining our Patreon site. But now, without further ado, let's take a look at this Counting Crows classic called Mr. Jones for mandolin here on RPM. All right, Mr. Jones by Counting Crows starts off with a really cool little chord progression. It's A minor, and then F, and then D minor, and G. All right, the first time through the verses, it goes like this. Okay, so A minor, I'm playing that, and again, as I do with many of the songs that I show you on this channel, I kind of hammer on that first little note there to give it just a little more spice, instead of just playing that straight A minor chord. So A minor is here at the 5th fret of your G string, 2nd fret of the D, open A, and open E. All right, so you're going and hammering that little note, as I said, right there. Strum like this. I guess I go 1, 2, I go 1, so I go down, 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 up, down, like. And I catch that next chord, which is an F chord, on the upbeat, on the up strum, I guess you could call it, or upswing on your pick. So, you see how I did that? I went down, right? And then, same thing with that next chord change. I'll show you in a second. So, A minor, F, and your F chord, you just keep that finger locked there on that 5th fret of the G string. And now you put this finger here on the 3rd fret of the D, open A, and 1st fret of the E string. Okay? That's an F chord. So I'm going, right? And there's a little sort of, I guess it's a ghost note, you can call it, or whatever, or, and you want to get like that little rhythm. Right? So you want a little bit of a pause in the middle there. So, see how I did that? And same thing on the next two chords, which are D minor now, which is really interesting. That's the 2nd fret here of the G, open, open, and that 1st fret again on the E string, okay? And you want to try to go, if you can, when you do that ghost note, right, you want to maybe just try to deaden the strings quickly. That's a bit tricky for beginners to get, trying to deaden the strings very quickly, but if you can, it really works nicely. Like that. Did you see what I did there? And I'm changing to that final chord, which is a G chord. 2nd fret here of the A, 3rd fret of the E, right, your G chord. So one more time through those main chords of the verses. Time you don't do the D minor, you just go to the G, the 2nd part of the verse. Okay, so the first part of the verse goes A minor, F, D minor, G. Then 2nd part is A minor, F to G. Okay, one more time. that's it. That's the pattern for the verses all throughout this song. Okay, and the choruses of this song are almost as simple, in fact, maybe even more simple, because they just employ 3 chords, right? So you're just going, instead of A minor now, you're adding this note here, which is now a C chord. It's almost the same as the A minor. The A minor has that open A string there, where now you're just adding the C note here. So transforming that into a C chord, right? So Mr. Jones and me stare at the beautiful woman, whatever the lyrics are. So again, it's the same thing, the same strumming pattern and the same little ghost notes in there, but now you're just going C to F to G. And that's it. Those are the 3 chords in the choruses. So it's like Mr. Jones and me and that, whatever the lyrics are. Right? So it's just C and then F and then G. Okay, and again, I'm playing that C chord like this. 5th fret of the G string here, 2nd fret of the D, and 3rd fret of the A. And you can even get that E string open if you want. So, and then that F chord and a G again. Mr. Jones and me. Right, just like that all throughout. And those are the chorus chords for this song. So it's a really simple song through the verses and the chorus, really only one extra chord, which is a C, that's not played in the verses. But they do kind of a little bit of a, well, something a little different in the middle 8 or the bridge part of the song, which is close to the end. All right, and that is just a little breakdown on the A minor to the F. All right, so it goes, right, just one strum through there and hold it for a few beats, and then F, and then A minor, F, A minor, F, finally to the G, when it starts to pick up again. Okay, so those chords, A minor, and on the A minor to F to G, you can even arpeggiate it a bit. That means pick the individual notes, so you can go. So I'm just hitting that A minor chord and just picking the 3 notes here, the highest strings, like that. Back to A minor again, and then the F, A minor again, F, finally ends on a G. And back to the Mr. Jones and me. Back to that chorus part again. And that's it. That is the entire song, Mr. Jones by Counting Crows. Just some really easy chord progressions for you. But of course, you know, you want to get your strumming down and maybe try to get a hold of those ghost notes and really get that rhythm going so you can really move this song along. Add some swing to the way that you play those chords. Anyway, have fun with that song. It's really, really a lot of fun on the mandolin, and especially if you're jamming along with a guitar player, an acoustic guitar player, and a vocalist, that's a really fun song to play. Thanks very much for tuning in to RPM once again. Once again, if you're new, please hit that little subscriber button on the way out, that little red tab. And if you are not new, if you are a satisfied returning subscriber, thanks again, once again, for coming back. I really appreciate your support. But don't forget to check out our Patreon and Amazon links down below. Lots of goodies down there for you, including some live sessions over on Patreon. Thanks again for watching RPM. I'm Mike DeJong. See you in the next video.